What if Padmé Amidala had lived after giving birth to Luke and Leia?
We all love the stories of the Jedi, the Sith, and the epic battles that shaped the Star Wars galaxy. What if just one choice, one flicker of fate had been different? What if a key moment unfolded differently? Welcome to Star Wars Lore and Stories, and here we are going to dive into What If.
In the tapestry of destiny, a single thread pulled can unravel everything. We know the story of tragedy, of a republic falling, a hero lost, and a mother's dying breath. On the sterile fields of Polis Massa, Padmé Amidala's heart was broken, and with it, she lost the will to live. But what if that wasn't the end? What if the fierce spirit that defied the Trade Federation, that championed democracy, that loved against all odds, refused to fade? What if, in the face of utter despair, a flicker of a mother's duty to her newborn children was enough to anchor her to life? In our timeline, Padmé's death was a catalyst for darkness, but in this one, her survival becomes the galaxy's most guarded secret and its most potent seed of hope.
Years pass. The Empire's shadow lengthens. On Naboo, a reclusive woman, known only as Sena, lives a quiet life. To the public, she is a grieving relative of the Naboo family, managing what little is left of their interests. In truth, she is Padmé, older, haunted by what she has lost, but her political fire has been reforged in the crucible of grief. From a hidden room beneath a lakeside villa, she uses her old networks and unparalleled knowledge of Senate protocols to create phantom corporations, funneling untraceable funds and supplies to one of the few people she can still trust, Bail Organa.
Forging an alliance. Bail Organa, fighting a lonely battle within the Imperial Senate, brings word of new cells resisting the Empire. One is particularly effective, coordinated by a mysterious agent known only as Fulcrum. Padmé, recognizing the name from Anakin's past, knows this is Ahsoka Tano. She arranges a clandestine meeting. Not revealing her face, shrouded in shadow, and using a voice modulator, Sena speaks with Ahsoka. She offers not just resources, but strategic political intelligence that cripples Imperial operations. A new triumvirate of rebellion is secretly formed. Bail, the public face, Ahsoka, the military hand, and Padmé, the unseen mind.
The Empire can no longer ignore the growing unrest on Naboo, a world that stands as a symbol of the old ways. And so, the Emperor dispatches his most terrifying enforcer to crush the dissent, Darth Vader. From a high balcony, hidden in a crowd, Padmé watches in horror as the monstrous black-clad figure strides through the familiar plaza of Theed. She feels nothing but a cold, terrifying void where the warm presence of her Anakin once was. This chilling encounter extinguishes any lingering hope for the man he was and solidifies her resolve. The war is no longer just political. It is deeply, painfully personal.
The turning point. Using Padmé's intelligence, the rebel fleet achieves a stunning victory, liberating the shipyards of the Corellian sector. Enraged, Emperor Palpatine orders Vader to make a devastating example of the system. As the Imperial fleet bears down, the rebellion prepares for a desperate defense. But Padmé deploys a new weapon: truth. Hijacking the Imperial holomet frequency, she broadcasts a message. Her face is obscured, her voice electronically altered, but filled with the familiar passion of Senator Amidala. She speaks of the promise of the Republic, of the lies that curdled it into an empire, of a government built on fear. She doesn't name Vader, but she speaks of fallen heroes and the cost of silence. On the bridge of his Star Destroyer, Vader freezes. He knows that voice. The cadence, the conviction. It is a ghost screaming from his soul. In that moment of shocked hesitation, the rebel fleet strikes, landing a critical blow. Vader is forced to retreat, not just by the enemy fleet, but by the war that has suddenly erupted within himself.
Padme's broadcast ignites a fire across the galaxy. Planets that had once cowered in fear now begin to openly question Imperial rule. She becomes a legend, a symbol known only as the Voice. Her safety becomes the rebellion's highest priority. On Alderaan, a young Princess Leia Organa is captivated by the recordings of the Voice, inspired by its courage, never knowing it is her own mother. On Tatooine, a farm boy named Luke Skywalker looks to the stars, unaware of the galactic mother fighting for his future. Padmé Amidala has found a new will to live, to build a galaxy worthy of the children she can never know. For his part, Darth Vader is now a man possessed, hunting the rebellion with a renewed fury, desperately seeking the source of the voice that has unearthed the ghost of Anakin Skywalker. The board is set for a different kind of war, a war not just of ships and soldiers, but of ideals, fought between two figures bound by a tragic past. It proves that hope is not merely a passive feeling, but an active, defiant choice. And it asks us, what is a stronger motivator for a galactic war? Power, or a love that refuses to die? And so our journey through this unexpected corner of the galaxy comes to an end. Do you think the galaxy would have been better off or worse? Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this what-if story and what other what-if stories you want to hear. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed the story. Thanks for watching, and may the Force guide your path.